I'm not afraid of you guys doing that thing that I don't like anymore, guys. I'm a big boy now.
Really, Joe? Even if we do it for 3 weeks straight, nonstop?
Nah, there's no way you guys would do that. You love me too much to do that.
Nah, Joe, actually, the longer you take to apologize, the more our love for you fades.
Yeah, Joe. And that love is fading at an exponential rate at the moment.
All right, guys, we're back at it again with another playthrough of BIOMUTANT. Last time we took over a rival gang's fort and its territory by destroying underground moth nests, which chased away the rival gang members. I gotta say, guys, I never expected us to be making such quick progress with this game so far. I mean, we're almost at the first boss fight, just one more territory to take over, and then we can go take him out.
Yeah, we're usually so distracted by our conversations that it's a miracle we don't just stop playing completely and just talk while the game is paused. It just speaks to the enjoyability of this game, I guess.
Nah, Barack, we all know we wouldn't want to talk anymore if the game was paused. I'm sure we'd immediately take out our phones and start texting people. But you are right about one thing, though. This game is very enjoyable. I can't wait to take out the boss and then go on that hunt for that flying bat in the mountains that Joe was talking about.
Actually, guys, I went on Google and asked how exactly to find the bat in the mountains in this game, and it turns out that it's not so straightforward. It turns out that there's another tribe you have to interact with, and then we have to do side quests and all of that kind of stuff.
Damn it, Joe. Why did you get us all hyped up for something if you didn't even really know how to get it?
Yeah, Joe. I was literally dreaming about flying around on a bat last night because you promised us that we would get to use a bat. You really did us dirty with this one, Joe.
Nah, guys, I already told you guys that this is my first time playing this game. If you took my word for it, then that's your problem. I also only heard from a friend that you can go looking for a bat in the mountains. I mean, there was nothing stopping you from double-checking my intel on Google.
Joe, nobody goes on Google to double-check things. If someone tells us something to our face, then we take that information as the truth, no matter how ridiculous it sounds. That's because double-checking things on Google is going to take at least 20 seconds, and that's enough time to quickly check through any interesting new messages in your notification center.
Yeah, Joe. Plus, word of mouth was the primary source of information for our species for most of human history. Do you really think that a mere 2 decades of having a Google search engine is suddenly going to rewire us to be double-checking and Googling things all the time? Just man up and take responsibility for leading us on, Joe. I believe an apology is in order.
Yeah, Joe, you can't expect us to just be Googling things all the time as if we had the internet since the beginning of time. Plus, why would we even want to waste our time Googling about video games anyways? This is all your fault for getting our hopes up, Joe. We demand an apology.
No, guys, I'm not going to apologize. It's your guys' fault for getting your hopes up. Besides, it's not like I was lying to you guys because there really is a bat in the mountains. The only problem is that it's just going to take a bit more grinding through the game to get it.
No, Joe, you promised us a bat hunt after we defeat the first boss. You're now saying that we might not be able to go find the bat in the mountains after the first boss. That means that you lied to us, Joe.
Yeah, Joe, you lied to us and we want an apology. If you don't apologize, then we'll have to do that thing to you that you hate so much, and this time we'll do it for a whole week.
Nah, Donald, I think a week is too small a punishment for what he's done. I mean, think about it. Not only did he get our hopes up, but he also tried to shift the blame on us for believing in him instead of Google. Also, he's now refusing to give us even a simple apology. I mean, come on, Joe. You know for a fact that if we were in your position right now, we wouldn't even hesitate to apologize.
I'm not afraid of you guys doing that thing that I don't like anymore, guys. I'm a big boy now.
Really, Joe? Even if we do it for 3 weeks straight, nonstop?
Nah, there's no way you guys would do that. You love me too much to do that.
Nah, Joe, actually, the longer you take to apologize, the more our love for you fades.
Yeah, Joe, and that love is fading at an exponential rate at the moment. All right, Joe, hand me the controller. I'll take it from here.
Not gonna lie, guys, the scenery in this game is nothing short of majestic. I wish a place like this actually existed so that I could go there and never return.
Yeah, Donald, I agree with you on that. If a place like this was real, I would also never return. I wouldn't even write a goodbye letter to you guys. I would just pack my bags and leave.
Wow, Barack, that's not cool. I would at least write a goodbye letter. I would also ask you guys to come with, because I would want us to be friends in this world as well.
That's very touching, Joe, but we all know that you wouldn't do that. If a place like this exists and me and Barack go there, I'm 100% certain that you would also already be there and you'd pretend not to know us.
Nah, guys, you guys are the ones who are the bad friends. You guys even threatened to do that thing to me that I don't like.
That wasn't a threat, Joe. That was a promise.
Yeah, Joe, and all you have to do is apologize.
Nah, I'm not going to apologize.
All right, guys, enough about Joe and his unwillingness to apologize. Is this the final rival gang boss that we were supposed to take out? I thought we would only get to him after taking over one more fort.
Nah, Donald. The final boss is after we take over this fort. This time to take over the fort and its territory, we don't need to destroy stupid underground moth nests or fight a bunch of ninjas. This time, all we have to do to take over the fort is to beat this big guy.
All right, that sounds easy enough. Not gonna lie, though, Barack. You're making quick work of this guy. We'll be done in no time. All right, good job. Hand me the controller. It's my turn.
Guys, I have a question I've been meaning to ask you guys.
Sure, Barack, what is it?
Have you guys ever wondered why, when you're a kid, you don't want to do any chores, but when you grow up, then chores don't feel so bad?
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot, actually. I used to think that washing dishes was the worst thing in the world when I was a kid, but then I grew up and I was doing dishes without even thinking about it. I think when you grow up, you just have more important things to be bummed about.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. When you grow up, you have all these bigger problems like work and keeping in touch with family and stuff like that. So it makes sense that you don't even think about it when you're doing chores sometimes.
So are you guys saying that if kids had bigger problems than homework and impressing girls at school, then they wouldn't complain about doing chores?
Yeah, Barack, that's exactly what we're saying.
All right, that brings me to my next question. What problems do you guys think would be suitable to give to your children? And at what age do you think is the right age to give them these problems? I mean that if you want your kids to view chores as just something you have to do and not complain about it, what extra problems would you give them to tackle in their daily lives?
Not going to lie, Barack, that sounded sinister. It's a good thing you asked it as a follow-up question and didn't lead with that, because then we'd think that you're a bad person.
Yeah, Joe. It's almost as if he knew that, and that's why he asked it as a follow-up question and didn't lead with it. Wouldn't you agree, Joe?
I'm not sure I like your condescending tone of voice, Donald.
Anyways, Barack, to answer your question, I think a suitable problem for them would be to simply bring home a certain amount of money every end of the month. Of course, I would put them in a job with a suitable boss that they can work under on weekends and holidays. Ideally, it would be someone I know personally so that there's no problems with communication and no problems with setting up suitable working conditions and work hours. That way, my child would have real-world problems at a young age and would not see chores as something to complain about.
Hold on, Donald. I think there's something wanting to fight you here.
Where, Joe?
I don't know. I just saw a health bar pop up, which is a sign of a fight. There it is again.
Good eye, Joe. By the looks of the location, it seems there's some good stuff to loot around here, because otherwise, why would this guy be guarding it? What about you, Joe?
What about what?
What type of problem would you give your kids to learn not to worry about chores?
I don't know, Barack. I think Donald was right on the money with what he said. I don't think I can come up with anything better than what he said. I think I would try and get them a job, and hopefully that would teach them responsibility.
Of course I was right on the money, Joe. I'm a billionaire. Money is literally my entire personality.
Yeah, Donald, I'm glad you admitted that. Every time you say something, you manage to find a way to add in the words, "I'm a billionaire."
Yeah, Donald, I'm pretty sure that when your close friends asked you why you wanted to run for presidency, that you said something along the lines of, "I'm a billionaire," in a few different ways, and then walked off.
I can neither confirm nor deny that that's how it all went down.